Welcome back. It's Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Our guest, Sebastian Ridley-Thomas, member of the California State Assembly, and the governor has recently issued a budget, his budget proposal for this coming fiscal year. First budget you've seen as an elected member. Boy, different times than when your dad, for example, was in the state legislature, much better times.
Yes.
What do you think about the budget generally?
Well, I think generally about the budget that the people have, through their passage in support of Prop 30 and the majority vote budget, they've allowed governance to be the order of the day.
Right.
And I'm pleased to be in a legislature with the majorities that are interested in fiscal management, responsible fiscal oversight.
And let's talk about that, because it's interesting. The Democratic governor is seen as kind of the fiscal stalwart, the fiscal conservative, kind of up against the free spending Democrats in the legislature. I know you've been there for all of a minute, but what's your sense of that?
Well, I worked there for 4.5 years.
For Mr. Price, was it?
That's
yes,
right, in
Price.
the Senate. And I was there during the last Schwarzenegger budget. There was the longest budget in history. That wasn't passed until late September or October.
Sure.
So this is a whole new day in terms of governance. And Democrats, the majority of which I am a part, have proven themselves to be responsible. This will be our fourth on-time budget. That is my prediction here, because we will not drop the ball.
I want to talk about what's known as a rainy day fund.
Yes.
We know that California, because of its taxing system, is subject to big peaks and valleys in revenue.
Capital gains.
Capital gains, you know it well. And so until we have tax reform, which who knows if we will ever have it, we are subject to those swings. And the governor has proposed a rainy day fund, literally setting aside a chunk of money in case we get into hot water.
Yeah, it's over. If it goes over 6.5% of the general fund, it's supposed to go into a rainy day fund. But the governor's job is to propose, and it's the legislature's job to depose. And we will be vetting this process pretty seriously.
What do you think? I mean, should we have a dedicated, constitutionally mandated rainy day fund?
Well, responsible fiscal management includes avoiding the past borrow and spend or spend and borrow tactics that the obstructionist minority imposed upon us. So responsible fiscal management will mean addressing the wall of debt, making strategic investments that will pay dividends for a strong and robust middle class and provide opportunities and pathways to the future. But what we need is to have the people weigh in and share their perspectives.
Right, and I believe if we want to have a rainy day fund, it would go to the voters. There would be an initiative. Would it be that?
Yeah, and I think there's already an initiative technically that's on the ballot. It was a part of the budget compromise in 2010.
Right, but that
it has to be rewritten, frankly, because it's not as strong as it can be. But what we need is the people's input prior to it, and not just at the ballot box, but because we have 5 months until the May revision,
no doubt.
And there'll be budget committees meetings. So I want folks to go to my website, call my Capitol office to share their perspectives, and that's 916-319-2054.
54 being district number 54.
You got it.
Bullet train, I have to ask you about it. Very controversial. The voters had passed an initiative to fund it, but the funding is not adequate as we speak now. The governor wants to use what's known as cap and trade funds to help fund the bullet train. What's your sense of that, sir?
Well, I think that we're going to have to hear either if it's a budget action or a policy action for the usage of cap and trade funds. There's also Proposition 39 funds the government may want to use that close the single sales factor. So we need to be very thoughtful about it. I'm a proponent of infrastructure, job creation, and that's a very important way to do it. But
his name is Sebastian Ridley-Thomas. He is a member of the California State Assembly. I'm Brad Pomerance. This is Time Warner Cable's local edition.